Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. We assumed that if aliens landed on Earth they would say, "Take me to your leader," and we would point them to the White House or the United Nations. But why? To an outsider, humans are messy. We shout over each other. Our languages are inconsistent. We speak in slang. Now consider the parrot. A creature with vibrant plumage, a piercing gaze, and the unique ability to perfectly replicate the sounds of its environment. To a species that communicates through tonal precision, the parrot doesn't look like a pet. It looks like a linguist. It looks like an archive of planetary sound. It looks like the boss. Today's story is about the galactic delegation of Xylos. They scanned Earth for the most articulate species. They bypassed the humans. They bypassed the dolphins. They landed in the backyard of a retired pirate enthusiast named Gary to speak with Captain Barnaby, a 40-year-old macaw with a bad attitude and a craving for salt. This is the story of how a bird accidentally negotiated the fate of the solar system in exchange for a peanut. If you have a bird that screams for no reason, smash that like button. You might be living with a galactic emperor. And if you want to see an alien civilization panic because a bird said, "Peekaboo," subscribe and ring the bell. Protocol engaged. Don't ruffle the feathers. High Diplomat Vark flew his shuttle silently over the suburbs of Florida. The Xylosian Empire prided itself on protocol. They did not conquer blindly. They negotiated. Scanner report, Vark clicked, his mandibles twitching. "We have analyzed the bioacoustics of the planet," his lieutenant replied. "The dominant bipeds, the humans, are unintelligible. Their vocal cords are primitive. They create noise, not information. However, we have detected a higher life form." "Show me." Subject detected in Sector 7G. It possesses the ability to speak human, dog, car alarm, and microwave. It is a polyglot. It wears the ceremonial colors of the sun and the sea. Clearly this is the ruling caste. The shuttle cloaked and landed in Gary's backyard. Gary was inside watching TV. He didn't hear the aliens enter through the patio door. But Captain Barnaby heard them. Barnaby was perched on his stand in the corner of the living room. He was a majestic blue and gold macaw who had seen things. Vark and his honor guard approached the perch. They were 7 feet tall, insectoid, and terrifying. They knelt on the beige carpet. "Greetings, Supreme Overlord," Vark intoned, bowing his head. "I am Vark of Xylos. We come to offer you membership in the Star Alliance." Barnaby tilted his head. He looked at the alien with one beady black eye. He dilated his pupil, a sign of excitement or aggression. Barnaby fluffed his feathers to look twice his size. Squawk. Barnaby screamed. "Pretty bird, pretty bird." Vark gasped. He turned to his lieutenant. "Did you hear that?" He immediately identified himself as a being of aesthetic perfection. Pretty bird. It is a title of high nobility. He demands we acknowledge his beauty. "Acknowledged, sir," the lieutenant whispered. "He is indeed vibrant." Vark looked back at the parrot. "Oh, pretty bird. We bring gifts. We bring fusion technology. We bring medicine." Barnaby bobbed his head up and down. He stepped from one foot to the other. "What ya doin'?" Barnaby asked. "We are negotiating," Vark said solemnly. "We seek a trade route through your solar system." Barnaby paused. He leaned forward. He whispered, "I see you." The aliens froze. "He has pierced our stealth technology." Vark panicked. "He says I see you? He knows our true intentions. He is reading our souls." "He is formidable," the lieutenant agreed. "We must appease him. Offer the tribute." The lieutenant produced a glowing orb of pure antimatter. It was worth more than the entire Earth economy. He held it up to the perch. Barnaby looked at the orb. He tapped it with his beak. It was hard. It didn't smell like food. Barnaby shrieked. He grabbed the orb with his beak and threw it across the room. It rolled under the sofa. "He rejects the antimatter," Vark cried. "It is an insult to him. He wants something of greater value." "Ask him," the lieutenant urged. "Ask the Overlord what he desires." Vark prostrated himself on the floor. "Great pretty bird. Tell us, what must we give you to spare this planet? What is the price of peace?" Barnaby looked down at the pathetic insect. He remembered the only thing that mattered in life. "Cracker?" Barnaby croaked. The aliens looked at each other. "Cracker?" Vark repeated. "Is this a code?" "Cracker. Cracker." Vark consulted his universal translator. "Cracker, a dry, brittle substance. Origin Earth. Composition, wheat, salt, dryness." "He wants the dry substance," Vark analyzed. "Why?" Is it a fuel? Is it a narcotic? It must be a rare isotope, the lieutenant theorized. Perhaps cracker is the human word for crystallized time. He wants immortality. We do not have a cracker, Vark admitted, trembling. Great one, we have hyperdrives. We have lasers. We do not have the cracker. Barnaby's mood shifted. He didn't get his treat. He started to pace on the perch. He opened his beak and let out the sound of a smoke detector with a low battery. Beep, beep, beep. The aliens covered their auditory receptors. Sonic attack. Vark screamed. He is destabilizing our nervous systems. The frequency is unbearable. He is angry, the lieutenant yelled over the noise. Find a cracker. Search the dwelling. The aliens began to tear the living room apart. They weren't looking for weapons. They were looking for saltines. In the chaos, Gary walked in from the kitchen. Gary was wearing boxers and a t-shirt. He was holding a box of Ritz. He saw 3 giant mantis aliens tossing his cushions. Hey! Gary shouted. What the hell are you doing to my sofa? Vark spun around. He pointed his plasma staff at Gary. Silence, servant. Vark commanded. Do not interrupt the High Council. We are serving the Overlord. Gary looked at the aliens. He looked at Barnaby. The Overlord? Gary asked. You mean the bird? Do not speak his name. Vark hissed. He is currently deploying a sonic weapon because we failed to provide the tribute. Beep, beep. Barnaby continued. Gary looked at the box in his hand. He looked at Barnaby. He just wants a cracker, you idiots, Gary said. Gary walked past the deadly plasma weapons. He reached into the box. He pulled out a round, salty Ritz cracker. He handed it to Barnaby. The beeping stopped instantly. Barnaby grabbed the cracker with his foot. He crunched into it. Crumbs fell onto Vark's head. Observe, Vark whispered in awe. The servant feeds the master. Look at how he consumes it. With such violence, such efficiency. He is devouring the essence of the universe. Barnaby finished the cracker. He wiped his beak on the perch. He looked at Vark. Pop goes the weasel, Barnaby said. Vark turned pale or a lighter shade of green. A threat, Vark gasped. Pop goes the weasel. He is saying that if we cross him, we will pop. Like a weasel. It is a declaration of dominance. We must leave, the lieutenant whispered. We are outmatched. This creature commands the cracker and the pop. We cannot fight him. Vark nodded. Agreed. We will sign the treaty. We will grant Earth protected status. No one shall touch this world for fear of the feathered god. Vark pulled out a holographic scroll. He placed it on the perch. Please, Vark begged. Mark it. Seal our pact. Barnaby looked at the glowing light. He had an itch. He lifted his leg and scratched his head. A single, small blue feather drifted loose. It floated down and landed on the scroll. A relic, Vark cried. He has given us a piece of his own armor. It is a sacred gift. Vark carefully picked up the feather with tweezers. He placed it in a stasis field. Thank you, pretty bird, Vark bowed. We are not worthy. The aliens backed out of the room, bowing repeatedly. They boarded their ship and launched into orbit at maximum speed, terrified that Barnaby might change his mind and pop them. Gary stood in the living room. The door was broken. The sofa was overturned. He looked at Barnaby. You realized you just saved the world, right? Gary asked. Barnaby bobbed his head. Polly wants a cracker, Barnaby demanded. Yeah. Don't push your luck. Gary gave him another one. In the Xylosian Hall of Heroes, the blue feather is now displayed in a museum. Young alien soldiers are brought there to look at it. Behold, the instructor says. The plumage of the Earth Titan. Remember the lesson. Do not approach the Sol system. For the Titan waits. And he is always hungry. And back on Earth, Barnaby screams at the vacuum cleaner, unaware that he is the honorary emperor of Sector 9. Or maybe he knows. Maybe that's why he screams. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. We search for intelligent life, but maybe it's already here, laughing at us and eating our snacks. If your pet runs your house like a tyrant, hit that like button. Comment below. What is the weirdest thing your pet has ever said to you? Subscribe. And always keep a box of crackers handy. It might prevent an interstellar war. Squawk.